suspect wanted for robbing a bishop in Brooklyn. U.S. Marshals attempting to arrest that suspect shot and killed him at a South Brunswick motel. Today, Bishop Lamor Whitehead and a witness returned to the scene of last night's shooting.
A religious pastor may be seen as the epitome of a law-abiding citizen, someone who cares deeply about their congregation and community, and who holds themselves to the highest moral standards. However, the story of Bishop Lamor Whitehead shatters this idealistic image. Known throughout Brooklyn, New York as a prominent figure at Leaders of Tomorrow International Church, Whitehead's recent indictment has thrust him into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The allegations against Whitehead are as shocking as they are unsettling. Accused by Manhattan federal prosecutors of a litany of crimes, including extortion and fraud, Whitehead's fall from grace has rocked the foundations of his congregation and the wider community. What's more, the revelation of his purported connections to Mayor Eric Adams and notorious street gangs adds a layer of complexity to an already scandalous tale. The significance of this case cannot be overstated. It challenges the very essence of trust and integrity within the city's institutions, leaving its citizens questioning who they can truly rely on. As the trial looms on the horizon, all eyes are on Lamor Whitehead and the city he once served, waiting with bated breath for the truth to be revealed. Lamor Whitehead, a prominent pastor at Leaders of Tomorrow International Church in Brooklyn, New York, emerged as a respected figure within the community. Known for his impassioned sermons and dedication to social justice, Whitehead garnered a loyal following among his congregation. His influence extended beyond the church walls, as he cultivated close ties with Mayor Eric Adams and the city's political elite. Mayor Adams, a trailblazer in New York City politics and the city's first African-American mayor, once referred to Whitehead as a good friend, highlighting the depth of their relationship. The two first met during Adams' tenure as a police officer, forging a bond rooted in shared experiences and a commitment to serving their community. Whitehead's relationship with Mayor Adams was characterized by mutual support and collaboration. As a vocal advocate for Adams' political agenda, Whitehead leveraged his position to rally support for the mayor and champion initiatives aimed at improving the lives of Brooklyn residents. In return, Adams provided Whitehead with access to resources and opportunities to further his influence within the community. Through his dual roles as pastor and political ally, Whitehead played a significant role in shaping the socio-political landscape of Brooklyn. His ability to bridge the gap between faith and politics earned him admiration and respect, solidifying his standing as a key figure in the community. However, as allegations of criminal misconduct surfaced, Whitehead's once unassailable reputation came under scrutiny, leaving his supporters grappling with the implications of his fall from grace. Lamor Whitehead's once respected image as a pastor was shattered when he became embroiled in a series of damning criminal allegations. Manhattan federal prosecutors leveled a litany of charges against him, accusing him of egregious misconduct that shook the foundations of trust within the community. Among the charges, Whitehead stands accused of swindling a parishioner, exploiting their trust for personal gain. Additionally, he faces accusations of lying to the FBI, a serious offense that further compounds the severity of his alleged crimes. Moreover, Whitehead is accused of falsifying bank documents, a deceptive act aimed at concealing his illicit activities and manipulating financial records to evade detection. This alleged behavior strikes at the heart of integrity and honesty, undermining the trust placed in him by his congregation and the wider community. Perhaps most shockingly, Whitehead is accused of extorting a businessman, Brandon Belmonte, coercing him into a $500,000 real estate investment under false pretenses. This accusation of extortion reveals a disturbing pattern of abuse of power and manipulation, further tarnishing Whitehead's reputation and credibility. As the legal proceedings unfold, the community grapples with the implications of these disturbing allegations, grappling with the betrayal of trust and the erosion of faith in a figure once held in high regard. At the heart of the criminal allegations against Lamor Whitehead lies a complex and sinister extortion scheme that targeted businessman Brandon Belmonte, exploiting his trust and financial resources for personal gain. The details of this scheme paint a disturbing picture of manipulation and deceit, revealing the depths to which Whitehead allegedly sank in pursuit of ill-gotten gains. The extortion scheme began innocuously enough, with Whitehead approaching Belmonte under the guise of a lucrative investment opportunity in the Bronx real estate market. Leveraging his position as a trusted pastor and community leader, Whitehead presented Belmonte with a tantalizing proposition: a chance to secure a substantial return on investment through a partnership in a high-yield real estate venture. However, what initially appeared to be a promising opportunity quickly devolved into a nightmare for Belmonte, as Whitehead allegedly began to exert pressure and coercion to secure his compliance. In a series of clandestine meetings, Whitehead reportedly demanded a staggering $500,000 investment from Belmonte, insisting that it was crucial to the success of the venture and promising substantial returns in return. The true extent of Whitehead's alleged manipulation became apparent when he purportedly invoked the name of Mayor Eric Adams, falsely suggesting that his close ties to the mayor could facilitate government favors and expedite the success of the investment. By leveraging his connection with Mayor Adams, Whitehead sought to bolster his extortion efforts, manipulating Belmonte into believing that compliance was not only necessary, but also advantageous. This exploitation of trust and authority represents a disturbing abuse of power, as Whitehead allegedly exploited his position as a pastor and his purported connections with city officials to advance his own selfish interests. The use of Mayor Adams's name as a bargaining chip in the extortion scheme adds another layer of complexity to an already shocking tale, highlighting the lengths to which Whitehead allegedly went to secure his illicit gains. As the details of the extortion scheme continue to emerge, the community is left reeling from the revelation of Whitehead's alleged misconduct, grappling with the betrayal of trust and the erosion of faith in a figure once revered as a pillar of the community. In the face of such egregious allegations, the pursuit of justice becomes paramount, as authorities work tirelessly to uncover the truth and hold those responsible accountable for their actions. The allegations against Lamor Whitehead include his purported affiliations with violent street gangs, particularly the Crips and the Bloods. According to prosecutors, Whitehead boasted about these connections as a means of asserting dominance and instilling fear in individuals like Brandon Belmonte. Whitehead's alleged ties to these criminal organizations were reportedly used as a tool of intimidation. By flaunting his supposed associations, Whitehead sought to intimidate Belmonte and others into compliance with his demands. The mere mention of these gangs likely created a sense of fear and vulnerability, compelling Belmonte to acquiesce to Whitehead's wishes out of concern for his safety. Furthermore, Whitehead's claimed connections to violent street gangs served to enhance his perceived power and influence within the community. The implicit threat of gang retaliation looming over those who dared to oppose him added weight to his demands and reinforced the notion that resistance would come at a significant cost. As the legal proceedings unfold, the extent of Whitehead's alleged connections and their impact on his behavior will be further scrutinized. The allegations paint a troubling picture of manipulation and coercion, underscoring the importance of accountability and justice in cases of alleged misconduct and abuse of power. The allegations against Lamor Whitehead extend beyond his purported affiliations with violent street gangs and delve into the methods of intimidation he allegedly employed to coerce compliance from individuals like Brandon Belmonte. Reports suggest that Whitehead's intimidation tactics included the mention of firearms allegedly kept at his Brooklyn church. The presence of weapons in a place of worship would undoubtedly create an atmosphere of fear and apprehension, further reinforcing Whitehead's position of power and control. This detail adds a sinister dimension to Whitehead's alleged manipulation tactics, as the threat of violence loomed over those who dared to oppose him. Furthermore, Whitehead is accused of enlisting the help of gang members to exert pressure on Belmonte and others. By leveraging the reputation of these criminal organizations, Whitehead purportedly sought to intimidate his victims and compel compliance with his demands. The mere suggestion of gang involvement likely added a layer of fear and vulnerability, leaving Belmonte feeling powerless in the face of Whitehead's alleged aggression. These intimidation tactics, if proven true, paint a disturbing picture of manipulation and coercion. The use of firearms and the alleged involvement of violent street gangs serve to underscore the seriousness of the allegations against Whitehead and the impact of his alleged actions on those targeted. As the legal proceedings continue, the full extent of Whitehead's alleged intimidation and fear tactics will be brought to light, underscoring the importance of accountability and justice in cases of alleged misconduct and abuse of power. As Lamor Whitehead's trial approaches, preparations are underway to ensure a fair and impartial legal process. Jury selection, a crucial step in the trial proceedings, is being carefully conducted to address any potential biases related to Mayor Adams' involvement in the case. Given Whitehead's purported claims about his connections to Mayor Adams, the court is keenly aware of the need to select jurors who can objectively assess the evidence presented without undue influence. Additionally, the potential mention of Mayor Adams during the proceedings adds a layer of complexity to the trial. While Mayor Adams is not charged in connection with Whitehead's case, the prosecution and defense may reference his alleged interactions with Whitehead. It will be essential for the court to manage any discussions about Mayor Adams with sensitivity and impartiality to ensure a fair trial for all parties involved. As the trial date draws nearer, the legal teams are diligently preparing their arguments and evidence. The upcoming proceedings will provide an opportunity for the allegations against Whitehead to be thoroughly examined and adjudicated, underscoring the importance of due process and the rule of law in the pursuit of justice. In the wake of the allegations against Lamor Whitehead, notable figures, including Mayor Eric Adams, have remained notably silent. Despite Whitehead's purported claims about his connections to Mayor Adams, there has been no official comment or response from the mayor's office regarding the case. This silence has left many members of the public and the media speculating about the potential implications of Mayor Adams's alleged involvement in the proceedings. Meanwhile, Lamor Whitehead has vehemently denied the charges brought against him, maintaining his innocence throughout the legal process. His denial of the allegations underscores the gravity of the accusations and the significant legal scrutiny surrounding the case. As the trial approaches, the public and legal communities alike will be closely watching the developments, eager to see how the evidence unfolds and whether justice will be served. The absence of comments from Mayor Adams's office and Whitehead's steadfast denial of the charges highlight the heightened public interest and scrutiny surrounding the case. As the legal proceedings progress, the spotlight on the allegations against Whitehead and any potential connections to Mayor Adams is expected to intensify, underscoring the importance of transparency and accountability in matters of public trust and integrity. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay informed about governance and public safety in New York City. Mayor Eric Adams' 2021 campaign is also under investigation, adding another layer of complexity to the political and legal landscape in New York City. This separate investigation has garnered attention due to its potential implications for Mayor Adams and his administration. The investigation into Mayor Adams' campaign comes at a time of heightened scrutiny over political and legal challenges in NYC. With the city facing various issues ranging from crime rates to housing affordability, the allegations against Mayor Adams and his campaign have added fuel to the ongoing debate about ethics and accountability in government. Against this backdrop, the investigation into Mayor Adams' campaign underscores the importance of transparency and integrity in the political process. As authorities delve into the details of the campaign's activities, the public will be closely monitoring the developments, eager to see how these investigations unfold and what implications they may have for the future of leadership in New York City. The allegations against Lamor Whitehead and their connections to Mayor Eric Adams have the potential to erode public trust in city officials and further strain the political climate of New York City. The allegations of corruption, extortion, and abuse of power strike at the heart of public confidence in the integrity of government institutions. With Mayor Adams's name indirectly linked to the case through Whitehead's purported claims, there is concern that the allegations could tarnish his administration and cast doubt on his leadership. Moreover, the investigation into Mayor Adams' 2021 campaign adds another layer of complexity, fueling skepticism about the ethical standards of those in positions of power. The fallout from this case may have far-reaching implications for public perceptions of honesty and accountability in government. If substantiated, the allegations could reinforce existing cynicism about political corruption and undermine efforts to address pressing issues facing the city. As the legal proceedings unfold and investigations continue, the public will be closely watching how city officials respond and whether meaningful reforms are implemented to restore trust and confidence in New York City's leadership. The outcome of this case will undoubtedly shape the political landscape for years to come, highlighting the critical importance of upholding ethical standards and preserving public trust in government institutions. The allegations against Lamor Whitehead and their connections to Mayor Eric Adams underscore the gravity of the challenges facing New York City's political landscape. As the forthcoming trial approaches, the search for truth becomes paramount, with implications reaching far beyond individual cases. The outcome will shape public trust in governance and underscore the importance of upholding ethical standards. Let's use this moment as a catalyst for positive change. Let's strive for a city where honesty, integrity, and ethical leadership are the norm. Together, we can shape a brighter future for New York City. Stay informed as this story unfolds. Subscribe for updates on the governance and public safety in New York City.